Hey guys, what's up? Jay here from JayAyWhy. Today I will be talking about a game that came out way back in 2015. Of course, you know from the title of the video that I'm talking about Dying Light by Techland. I saw that Dying Light 2 is set to release December of this year, so I figured, what the hell? Let's try playing the original Dying Light. I bought this game for like $8 during Steam summer sales, and like many other games in my library, I never gave it a chance. Spoiler alert, it's fucking phenomenal. Let's get into it. The first part of this game I'm going to cover is the main story. Without spoiling too much, the main protagonist of this game is named Kyle Crane. Kyle is an undercover agent sent to the quarantined city of Haran, which is somewhere in the Middle East. The game doesn't really specify. He is sent in to, you guessed it, investigate some sort of virus that infected almost the entire town's population and turned them into flesh-eating zombies. I'm not really going to reveal anything else about the story. I feel you need to experience it for yourself. But my god, the story is pretty damn good in my opinion. Everything they task you with doing seems really important, and honestly, I've been glued to this game ever since I started playing it. I have to admit though, as much as I love the story, it gets bland at some parts. There's just so much goddamn dialogue. Overall, the writing's good, all the missions feel important, but sometimes I was sitting there thinking like, come on, get to the point. Most of the missions consist of go here, do this, and return. This may sound a bit repetitive, but the game does a good job of keeping you engaged, and it makes you feel like everything you're doing is crucial to survival. In a lot of these missions, I noticed while you're out doing them, you'll get a message over your radio, hey, while you're out here, can you do this for me too? Most of the time, it's not a big deal, but sometimes it can be pretty annoying. The next thing I'm going to cover is side quests. This game really surprised me with its side quests. Just like the main story, everything you're tasked with seems important, and it feels like it's not just there to prolong the game. Some developers really struggle making engaging side quests. Bethesda. It's okay, I still love you. Techland really did a phenomenal job with these side quests, and I rarely came across a task that I felt was pointless. You gain access to a lot of side quests as you progress through the game's main story. They show up as exclamation marks on your map. I highly recommend accepting every one of these when you come across them. You gain decent rewards and XP for completing them, and it will really help you with the main story because some parts are difficult to do at a low level. The next thing I'm going to talk about is graphics. Just remember, we're talking about a game that came out 6 years ago, and in my opinion, it stands up against any game that's come out recently. During the day, the city you're placed in is beautiful with high quality textures and shadows. And at night, it's graphically eerie, and it's one of the best examples of a horror game done right. Pitch darkness and relying on your flashlight to see where you're going mixed with the amazing game audio all still gives me goosebumps to this day. The next thing I'm going to talk about is the overall gameplay. I feel like this is the main reason I fell in love with the game. The fast-paced parkour in this game is better than any other game I've ever played. And that does include the early Assassin's Creed games. Jumping roof to roof, trying to avoid the ground just feels so damn rewarding. I actually find it somewhat relaxing, mindlessly running around the city using these awesome game mechanics. The parkour system in this game is obviously the easiest way to deal with any enemy type in the game. There is a weapon degradation system for melee weapons, so avoiding unneeded confrontations is usually the best thing to do. I mean, unless you're me. The weapon degradation system to me is a little much. Many times I've found a melee weapon that I really enjoy using just for it to break 15 minutes later. Guns, on the other hand, don't degrade as you use them. Ammo is somewhat scarce, but when you find the ammo, guns are fucking overpowered. When I use guns, I feel like I'm cheating or using some sort of exploit. I mainly still use melee weapons, but you're damn straight if one of the bigger, scarier enemies is coming for me, I'm gonna put 2 in its dome. Another cool system this game has to offer is the crafting system. You can craft quite a few useful things with the stuff you find around the world. Things like med kits to heal yourself or firecrackers to distract zombies. You can also make throwable weapons like Molotovs or throwing stars. There are many vendors you come across while exploring. They sell all kinds of stuff like blueprints for new crafting items, weapons, and various other items. Keep an eye out because oftentimes they run specials. You can also, of course, sell all your unwanted items you come across. The last thing I'm going to mention in this section is safe zones. Unclaimed safe zones pop up all over as you explore. They show up as red houses on your map. I highly recommend claiming every single one you come across. This usually consists of clearing the area of enemies and finding a panel to power the place up. When you end up dying, you usually spawn at the nearest safe zone. Having more of these unlocked will make dying far less frustrating. No one likes spawning halfway across the map. Also, if you are being chased by a powerful enemy and you find a safe zone, enter it. You cannot be attacked once you're inside. Each safe zone also has a bag where you can store your items, and it also has a place where you can sleep. Sleeping passes in-game time, so if you don't like traveling at night, find a safe zone. The next thing I'm going to talk about is the skill tree. The skill tree is broken up into 3 main sections: power, agility, and survivor. Gaining XP doing different things rewards you with skill points in each of these categories. The power tree unlocks different attacks for the players to use. Agility gives you more perks to improve your movement and helps you be much more evasive. And Survivor is a good mix of everything. Better barter prices, crafting, and even the ability to get a grappling hook. There's a lot here. I'm not going to go too in depth because I'd be talking about it all day. In short, just try to unlock all of these. They all have their uses, and the more abilities you have, the better chance you have to survive in this often unforgiving world. The last thing I'm going to cover is the different enemy types. I'm not going to cover every enemy type because I feel like some of these should be a surprise, but I'll cover all the ones you'll encounter in the early game. During the day, you'll mostly come across the basic zombie, also known as the biter. These enemies aren't hard at all to deal with at any level. They are slow and quite frankly pretty dumb. But you can get in trouble when they group up around you. Using a firecracker to distract these basic zombies helps out immensely. If you take advantage of their slow movement speed and their low intelligence, they're quite easy to avoid. The next zombie you will most likely come across is a viral. They are much smarter than that zombie I mentioned before, and they're also fast as hell. You can usually identify them by their screams. They can climb any structure you can, so evading them is much more difficult. They are also attracted by explosions, so be careful blowing shit up. The next zombie is a gas tank zombie. They are dressed up in hazmat suits and have tanks on their back. When you hit their tank, they explode, causing damage to anyone around them, but be careful. This is the easiest way to attract virals. Next, and probably the one you should avoid the most at an early level, is a goon. Like the name suggests, goons are a much bigger zombie. They usually wield a big rebar with concrete attached to it. They inflict major damage and have a lot of health, so I really wouldn't engage at a low level unless you have to. And next you have human enemies. Getting in a melee battle with a human enemy is much more difficult than fighting any normal zombie. They can dodge and block attacks, so it's a little harder, but I'm sure it's nothing you can't deal with. And if you're a low level and you come across a human enemy with a gun, run. And finally, my least favorite is the volatile. These zombies only appear at nighttime because they're sensitive to light. And when it's nighttime, you can see the locations of these zombies and the direction they're looking on your minimap. If you're able to remain unspotted, you can use a firecracker to lure them in a different direction to make a swift getaway. But if you do end up getting spotted by one of these, I have one word of advice. Run. Try to get to the closest safe zone as soon as possible. They're extremely strong and fast and take a lot of damage. They also tend to group up, so fighting them is a bad idea. These zombies alone make traveling at night extremely terrifying. Okay guys, that's gonna be it for me today. I can say with 100% confidence that I would recommend this game to anyone today that hasn't played it. Dying Light 2 looks amazing and I really hope it builds off what the first game did. I'm honestly so addicted to this game and I can't stop playing. I just want to note that I didn't cover any of the DLCs for this game because I haven't gotten to them yet. I'm very excited to give them a try. Maybe I'll make a video just like this telling you all what I think. Thank you all for watching and let me know in the comments what you think. I put a lot of work into this video and I really enjoyed making it. I honestly plan to do this on other games I haven't tried yet. So hit subscribe if you like this type of content. There's more coming. Thank you to every single person that took their time to watch this. I really appreciate it and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Peace.